Hello everyone, I'm Philippe, and in this video I want to try to explain what's the difference between testing and quality assurance. Right now in the tech industry, the term QA or quality assurance is used without really knowing what's the actual meaning. If you go through job ads or LinkedIn, you'll find multitudes of variants from quality assurance analyst, quality assurance engineer, quality assurance manager, senior quality assurance lead, technical quality assurance engineer, QA automation engineer, even the ending credits of video games. You'll find that quality assurance is prevalent and say for both modern games and AAA games that are over a decade old, you'll always find a section in the credits dedicated to sometimes hundreds of people that supposedly did QA on a project. Of course, some may say it's okay, it's a matter of different lingo, but when you look up the variants of the original definitions of the terms, you'll be left wondering if the usage of the QA term in the first place was just a way to sort of mask or give some pompous meaning to it, what you'd call a testing rule. So what is quality assurance? Well, as the name says, it's something about assuring quality. But one is left wondering, what is assuring quality? True quality assurance, as defined for example in Testing Computer Software book by Sam Kanner, is a person or a group involved in every stage of development that sets standards, introduce review procedures, educate people into better ways of designing and developing products, all of the previous with, in part, the underlying tone of preventing defects or bug prevention. A quality assurance group may also do testing as part of its group, but testing is a smaller, tiny part of its job. And I don't know about you, but from my experience, almost everyone I've met, or even myself included, who had a QA-related title, the job was most of the times 99% about testing or coding automated checks to aid testing efforts. And if you think about it, someone who is setting standards, procedures, and educating should in theory be extremely senior. Why? Because if you're not a competent programmer or writer or manager or designer or analyst, nobody will believe you in the first place when you come up to them defining ways of improving their own work or improving product development in every phase. Where do we usually find this group of extremely senior people? Supposedly in more management roles like tech leads or engineering leads or design leads or product leads. People who in theory got to a point where they are so experienced they understand how to set up processes and standards and review procedures. Notice how this is so different from the current perverted vision of what is quality assurance, where you oftentimes see management and leadership who take zero ownership of quality and instead say something as stupid as this: it's QA job to make sure the product has quality. In reality, what you end up seeing in the industry is quality assurance groups and people who don't do anything of quality assurance. They typically just do testing. But somehow the industry decided to inflate the titles and job descriptions of testers, adding up to a confused perception of what actually is quality assurance. All of this which brings us to the next question: what is testing? We've already seen that maybe there is a misalignment in this attribution of quality assurance as a job title to what typically every company is more inclined to source and hire for, which is testing. Testing is about providing information to the best of our ability about any problems that may adversely impact the value of a product. We test to verify that something might work. We experiment, we learn, we ask questions, we investigate in order to find bugs, to find risks, to find confusion. And then we point out all of it to whom it may matter. We share our findings, the bugs, in multiple forums in such a way that they can be acted upon and fixed. That's more or less it. So when you have testers in a team or in a project, it's all about providing a service which is testing. It's not about giving a green light for a release. It's also not about magically assuring quality or magically preventing bugs from existing, but simply put, it's to act similarly as investigators who may use tools or even at times code their own tools that will do everything and anything in their power to report and inform about the most meaningful and important problems in a product. A typical problem that may happen is typically people who do testing restrict themselves and adopt a narrow vision vision of their testing mission. They focus, for example, on finding variances between actual product and specification. And they forget to go beyond that to find usability problems, requirements problems, data quality or supportability concerns. There should be no shame in calling oneself a tester. It's a crucial support activity for the development of a product, say a software project. Contrary to popular industry belief, to do good and meaningful testing is not something that everyone can do. At some moment, the industry geared towards inflating the title of people who actually do testing. In the end, this confusion between QA and testing is just more gasoline to the transfer of the responsibility for the quality of a product to testers. And then the rest of the team relaxes and can blame testers. But ultimately, it's the people who control the project that are best equipped with the responsibility, for example, to decide whether or not a release should be made. Not a QA person in the team who is in fact a tester. Now, before I finish, all of this I discussed in this video didn't just come out of my head and my own personal experience. I also use as a reference 2 books, which I wholeheartedly recommend anyone having a look at. There is a third topic usually spoken when speaking about testing and quality assurance, that is quality control. In the future, I'll make another video talking more about it and how it relates to testing and quality assurance. Thank you for watching and feel free to leave comments in the YouTube comment section.